Happy New Year. New Year, to me, is when the sun moves into Aries. Where I live, there is a very high definition. Get my little kitten here. High definition seasons. Hi to the baby. And so Neptune is moving over my ascendant pretty soon, but so is Saturn. For everybody, Saturn will be going into Aries along with Neptune. Here, let's look at what particular day or what time or what activity is really all of that's all about. Saturn moving into Aries in May. Neptune will already have been into Aries, and then they both are at the very early degree at 1 and 2 degrees by June together in Aries. And it's kind of a trip because Saturn brings structure to whatever it's involved with there in Aries. Kind of very intense there is on the angle for a lot of people. It's intense for me. Saturn moving over my ascendant is going to bring some more of a serious, kind of well-structured or refined kind of vibration to my overall self. And I'm just watching my cat fly around here. But see, Neptune going together with that, just off the top of my head, meditating on the Saturn-Neptune aspect, it reminds me of I just get a vision of choppy waters out in the depth of the sea, big waves, but a very sturdy ship, and not just any like industrial ship, but a real live, wooden cabin, a ship that has been built by good knowledge, you see, and it's able to handle these seas that are happening. That's just one vision I got with the Saturn conjunct Neptune there. Neptune being the ocean and the waters, and then Saturn being the ship or the structure there. But overall, I imagine that's a rare configuration. Happens once every 30 years, I think. And so whoever has that configuration is pretty darn unique, right? So, really mystical. I don't know. I just can't right now depict it much more than just that imagery. See, Saturn being the old man in our lives, or the old man winter, kind of wisdom, and then we have the fact that we have my cat running around, and let me try to get a better angle of her going in both that room and then this room too. So we have, I just think that it's going to bring on some kind of spiritual wisdom. Yeah, just Neptune there, conjunct Saturn, is like a spiritually wise person, or a wise spiritual person. And see, that's going to be going over my ascendant. And we can look at the letter, well, Neptune doesn't get all the way up to 6 degrees, but until next year, this time. But Saturn goes back into Pisces also, after doing like one little trip into Aries, and then it goes back, and Neptune does the same thing. As it goes backwards. By October, it's going back into um, Pisces, which I'm kind of looking forward to that time era when that's happening. I'm up against something that is just something, in your life. You have a time where it's just, you go through seasons. That's what astrology, if anything, it points at our particular cyclic occupation here. I guess the seasons that we're going through, and everybody is unique when it comes to that. Even though that there's one sky and there's one cosmos going on and we're all being affected by it, it's different for a lot of people, and there's levels to this stuff. And so anyway, minute 6, and I'm just saying hello to my new subscribers. I have no idea who you are, but I love you. Let me know what subject matter you like. The more fascinating subject matter to me is about the money situation, our money situation, how, well, I was thinking today the main problem is programming. I've talked about it before, but see, the population, people, need to become enlightened. They need to become like more conscious, like consciously aware, like some magical uplifting of awareness, and not it's not hocus pocus. There's plenty of material that points at seeking your enlightenment and becoming, but that is a very it's a touchy subject matter. I mean, what I mean, it's taboo because we can all move as fast as we all can move. We have the fact or the phenomena of the collective, which is living on a vibrational frequency that is the dominating one, which is what usually we're listening to. What we have, electrical, we have whatever is it's just interesting to think about this stuff. I don't want to get too deep right now, because we have the sun in Pisces still. I'm making this on March 19th. And it's not a good time to find structure talking about the Neptunian vibration. The sun is conjunct Neptune, and that's a very spiritual time. I don't know what to tell people except for I hope that you do have a way to like hermit yourself and become meditative to the point of sorry, I want to get both my cat and me into the subject matter here. There's my spaceship. How do you like that, huh? Yeah. Don't be afraid to get more naps and go to sleep and fall into just a more meditative state of even just between sleep, because we are going to activate in spring, come definitely when the sun goes into Aries. But see, this month, Neptune goes into Aries, and we also have Saturn moving into Aries. When did we figure out that was going to happen? I think May. May is when that's going to happen, and I think that we will find, particularly me, more refined with myself. Well, for everybody, Aries, it points at the self, and so it is a lesson on the self. So everybody, especially with the Neptune there, though, see, the Neptune infused with the Saturn, have to look that up and find out what all the depictions are saying algorithmically, like what mainly comes up. Spiritually wise, I think, is one. Some kind of wisdom that has to do with art, like maybe the career is art oriented, maybe more just for the collective during this time, this year. What's supposed to arrive more is, yeah, the arts, the more like the art of mystical work, metaphysics, things that we can heal from, like that we can use to cause healing that seems taboo but is actually the right thing to do, that is bringing back things that seem like more on the mystical side, like what I mean is taboo, like fairy tale, but it's actually um, the old practices. Sorry, it's just that Sun and Neptune together, and I'm doing the right thing. So yeah, I hope you are too. By just kind of, it's caterpillar soup. I mentioned it once before. It's just a place of um, rejuvenating and getting the body going a little bit, kind of rejuvenating the body, getting it fully um, rebooted up, and to get out, which I would say definitely is the sun in Aries, get out of the cocoon. And so we're having this happen for us on March 21st. And I have a bunch of videos on this YouTube, a bunch of playlists that I just closed down, but I'll probably reopen them eventually. And people can just thumb through it, and I want to advertise more, of course. I want to get a better cover photo and also a better description, just mainly to try to um, advertise, to maybe send a little donation to the bank. I hope that I get to the point where I don't have to worry about saying any of that anymore, but I could use the assistance. Um, we're all experiencing something very weird. I've been on to something for the past, like, let's say 400 videos, by trying to help myself financially by advertising on here, just kind of try to tell people some of my situation, but I can't, I don't. Um, I am still experiencing a strange scenario. And hi, Kimcast. Um, so anybody that cares to help me out, I appreciate it. We can talk on private messaging is the best I can do. I can do your astrology. Um, there's a lot right now going on in the sky. It's very overwhelming for some people, maybe for all of us. I mean, there's just a lot, and for astrologers it is. But so I would look at these planets that are these main aspects that are going on right now, and I would look at what's happening in your chart, like where it's all going on. The main thing to remember is that we have Mercury retrograde that's still in Aries right now, but it'll go back out of Aries into Pisces. And that, for me, it's trippy because it goes over my ascendant and it opposes my Mars. And so we have a solar eclipse coming up at the end of the month. I think it's the 31st of March. And it happens to be at 9 degrees directly oppose my Mars. Um, no, that's the moon is on. So if it's a new moon, solar eclipse, yeah, it's at 9 degrees Aries, and it's directly opposed by Mars. My Mars is at 9 degrees Libra, and I'm a Mars ruled person. There's a lot that kind of points at Mars now in the sky, along with Neptune, but Mars is a big theme. And then when we look at Mars, what it's doing, I mean, in and of itself, it's trine to Neptune, which is a very good aspect generally for healing and for the arts, like to express ourselves on a level that isn't usual, like the ethereal level, I guess. Piscean communications, is like artist. It's artistic and very emotional. Can't say that it's like tra la la. It's very emotional. People are crying, you know, um, and it's okay. Just let that happen. I mean, just let it go on. It's not a good or bad thing. Just let the feelings come in and out, and just trip out how that they are there. And that's what I've been handling is well, why do we have to have these weird feelings? People can give you these weird feelings, right? And so then, yes, getting into the subject matter of narcissism, I guess, they are the ones who give us a creepy, weird feeling. We have Venus in the sign of Mars ruled. So there's issues of men and women, the masculine and feminine in the air, like big time. And I have made many videos to where I kind of refined some of what I am able to look at and refine. And there's some obviouses that stick out to me. I'm just in this point or period of rejuvenating my entire mind, body, spirit, as well as um, trying to heal like everybody else is, I guess, because we have this Mars Chiron transit is pointing at the wounded healers, and so everybody around us, including you, has some healing to do with our wounded sides, and it's feeling pretty gnarly. But I'm here to also tell you that you're very resilient. Most likely, your spirit is in check. Well, what I mean is that you need to know that um, how strong you are, and you don't know it. Yeah, and that's not anything you want to hear, right? When you just seem like you've just had enough and you're down and out. It's what it feels like to me. And a lot of people wouldn't know what I'm talking about, but it's like, no, what I'm talking about is our human relationships. Yeah, if you're an Aries, then yeah, it's been very tough going for the past, not just 5 years, but let's say the whole life, but 5 years, yeah, let's just say 5 years. Something strange going on, but particularly nowadays, if you have anything going on there, it's important that, well, what has happened is that darn Mars in Cancer for 5 months now, and it's still in Cancer. When it goes into Leo, this is going to be such a different energy, especially for me, because it gets away from, squaring all of the cardinal planets that we have, and it squaring my uh, Mercury along with Chiron is kind of doing a job there, and I'm learning a lot with whatever we have to learn a lot, right? So don't walk away a loser at any time. Getting back to our human relationships, very peculiar place that we live in, and I'm getting a little bit better with my inner peace, so long as I uh, stay in my own power. And I don't know why it's such the fight uh, to get very little, like what we need to stabilize ourselves. See, for me, it's kind of a unique situation. I've kind of talked about it. Minute 19, God, didn't say a fucking thing. Hello, people. How are you? Thanks for watching. Happy New Year. It's this. I'll put this on um, March 21st, even though I think it should go on the 19th, and maybe I'll put it on the 19th. If it's on the 19th, hit like and subscribe, and put a little emoji comment. It makes me feel good to have a little something happen like that. But everybody should have, and you still can, but really it's getting down to the wire here. See, what makes us feel still like we're in wintertime, even though it crosses over into spring, is that Mars is in Cancer, and it's kind of like it's trying to get out of being there, and it will, it will pop out here soon enough in April, but not before doing some miraculous things with Venus and Neptune. If I remember right, yeah, it was just about, see, Venus was just about to square Mars, which could have been a blow up, but then it's going back and it's going to do some divine healing with Neptune there trining to Mars. And it's a very spiritual time now. I would suggest that people communicate more like consciously, because communications is for healing. It, in case we get confused or something, let's say something. It's important to have said something. Yeah, because it's just, you'll be surprised. It's just an aftermath. It's just an aftermath. It's a celebration of what you already were feeling, but having said something would give it better structure. Now talk about that structure. The Saturn is all part of just getting knowledgeable and having something under our belts of a memory that is knowledge. After that's what it accumulates as when see, but the art of relating is coming up. I mean, boy, well, of course it is, because the universe is our relation with each other. It is comprised of contracting and expanding beings vibrationally. So, but yeah, with Venus and Aries, it's kind of like this video is very kind of just difficult. Venus is in a difficult place, being in the Mars-ruled sign. And she's going back into Pisces, which is an easy place, cold-ruled there, and hitting Neptune, literally conjuncting. I mean, this stuff that's happening in the air with our um, what's available to us. See, you know, I'm trying to get as much. Well, I have to. I can feel it. I just to get enough downtime as possible, to get enough healing time to restore our bodies and our minds and our emotional bodies, our well-beings. Our bodies are having to restore, and we don't control the time when we just all of a sudden now we're going to get up and start moving forth. And for some of us here, my generation, which is, we're going on 50 now, pardon me, it's totally to do what we will do, like to move and make a difference. Um, what will happen for the rest of our lives, 10, 20 years, 30 years. No joke. This is where there is that seriousness, like serious feeling. I don't know. I feel it. It's like, well, no, wait a minute. Can we talk here? And that's where it's important to start talking, because there's different levels. There's different generations. There's some people that aren't even going to be there, that aren't going to be meant for you. And I think the most important thing, though, no matter what generation or time era, is to communicate relationship. Human relationships, like the whole. Just try to communicate what's the ecology doing now, based in what modern day influences. Really tough. Because it seems to be just going away. As far as some things. And so all we have is communications. And it's important to try to communicate something in case you wanted a good feeling, I guess. It's a question as to what the hell is worth it at all. And I say, what's worth it is to preserve your health, right? It's a literal game of, well, did it kill it or did it bring it alive? You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, there's where we're getting into, communications more and more. Why does it have to be so vague? But no, I hope that it comes up that I can stick to this, what I see. It's not me imagining it. No, we have a language here that needs to be unfolded. What I mean is the technological part. I've talked about it before here. It's the English alphabet being an interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space. There's two types. You see, two brands. And what's remarkable is, like, if you steal this idea, which whatever, see, you can't use it. It won't be of any kind of worth unless you're using it over technology. What I mean is like, all it is okay, so getting back to the very beginning of this darn movie, that unless you're a human being that has become enlightened, you know what love is, you are advanced as a super conscious awareness, you're just not going to be able to know, you're not going to be able to know how or why to use this technology or even communicate what for what. See, this is what's tripping me out. Uh, well, there isn't anything more important than this. See, there's a lot of confusion out there, but there's like this one thing that I found is like, oh, well, there it is. Just, it's going to wipe away so much crap. See, all that crap is there. It's designed for confusion. It's there to confuse. And it's like, but we have this thing that's just, come on now. Did you get Christ aware, or did you stay as the weaponry? And I know that sounds really weird and like, oh God, roll your eyes on that. And no, well, see, we have a problem with the ocean of just the populace, just a massive amount, so we don't really know what's the truth or not. So, sorry. Hi, how are you? I hope you like this video. Shit, I'm just gonna put it up and I'm not gonna edit. I am still just floating in the ocean, and we all are until Neptune gets away. See, we have to learn our lesson about water. We have to learn about vibrational frequency, water, like how to be like water, to be loving. We have to see Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. And Venus is going to be doing this dance with Neptune, and then Venus is going to be doing it trine with Mars, and Mars has been trining Neptune. So it's definitely a download for the mankind and womankind. There's something going on, and maybe you're in your relationship. See, maybe not at all. See, but how is your relationship with God? Like, can you have a conversation about it and make any sense at all? I mean, just at least to yourself. Really, can you fucking really, do you have a solid foundation that you're walking on when it comes to talking about these things, man? Because, well, we're gonna have a little vigorous kind of like a little shake about that very nebulous subject matter. See, with Neptune going into Aries, the leaders of metaphysical um, things, but see, it's not necessarily that, but it's just that the part of the organism that is now, sorry, we have to get our words right. It is so wrong now because nobody knows. Here's what they're saying. They keep talking about revolution when they should talk about the rebellion. They should talk about rebelling, like literally saying rebel. No, the rebelling, like when you just put a bell back up because somebody stole your bell. Your bell is your heart. Bottom line. When you hear something beautiful, when somebody says the silence in words, when silence is said in words, which is your experience. And so anyway, I would love to talk to you more about this. I'm experiencing that stress of needing to change in such a way that I don't have any fucking help with it. I have to okay, I have to go into my higher self and bypass everybody. See, everybody would say, well, why do you need anybody to do it? And it's like, well, you have to at least find the right agency to help you get ripped off. It's fucking the whole holy hell. See, I don't want to lose my place here. Bottom line is I would love to. Here I am, minute 30. I would love to convert or to do a little project on my social media that says, see, I need to change my vibrational frequency. God, I've been repeating this over and over again. And I hope that I can stay on this track of just, no, I need to raise some money so that I can get out of the threat of this place being taken from me by the tax people. I hate to talk about it like this, but see, man, it's just me here, and I keep thinking about it. It's like it shouldn't be that just because it's me here, just me here, that I can't reach out and get assistance and help and I don't know, man. Fucking A, man. See, in my neighborhood, I can tell now, I don't care what these people do. If they don't practice love, which they don't, they are nothing. They are horrible. And you know, I'm saying this because the world needs to change one by one. People need to stand up for what? What do they stand up for? You see, and God, thanks for listening to this. I guess I'm going to talk another 20 minutes. And see, no, I didn't want to be the leader in my neighborhood or even in my entire fucking community, but I am. But I'm the one that they casted out. They say, no, fuck her. She's not doing shit. And they all talk, and it's like, well, yeah, but you're not talking with each other. You're not talking and setting an example anywhere. It's just the overlay. I think I've talked about this already. And so I'm going to put this video up, I would say on March 21st, just to put something up. And I apologize if it goes blank for 2 weeks, because I felt like a long time ago I should have been blank. I should have given myself a break. Everybody should have given themselves a break. See, sorry about this. I have Mars squaring my fucking Mercury and mind boner in the background. It's terrible. See, what I'm pretty sure we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is a time era where there's a shift and a changeover about everything, just about everything. And one of the things that I see, because I don't know if you can say because, but it's just because I'm here and we're observing this as Libra generation. See, we are looking at the quality of the human relationships that we are conducting, and see, um, money is doing something interesting, and I had already told everybody and said that money is what happens to a civilization when it's lost its creative lives to the enemy. The enemy has taken them over. They have no more sense of spiritual belonging, and they have no more access to their intellectual property. They've been ripped away from the land and stuck in a box. That's the result. What's the result? Well, you use money to get what's on the outside of your grasp, which is all of these things like clean water, electricity, all of it. See, you don't know how to make that stuff, but you pay for it. Now, how do you pay for it? Sorry, this sounds totally, if I sound completely retarded and everything, I agree. You know, pretty much am. Everybody is being rendered pretty fucking retarded. The more that they hang on the cell phones and the EMF waves fry their brains, that stuff is in the air now. We are not out of the slushy, like the sloppiness of Mars being in Cancer, and it's squaring to Chiron. Me, as a Mars ruled person, well, it's difficult, just to say the least. A lot is pointing back at Mars now, and what Mars is up to is just to try to heal and get full power going. The problem is dealing with literally kind of, I hate to say it, but yeah, vampires and energy, like um, leeches and parasites, you know, parasitical situation that it's remarkable. You know, it's hard to define anything right now. I mean, here it is the 18th, and I'm going to put this on the 21st. Um, just the sun moving away from Neptune and getting more into the track that Saturn and Neptune will be taking is going to forge a more clear cut view of our energy, like what we need to look at and how we should look at it, right? Like our ambition is going to wake up. And by that time, see, I want to look at Mars now one more time, but I think it's in April that, which is coming up around the corner, right? Um, that Mars finally, yeah, on the 19th, it's going into Leo. And but see, we have that final opposition at 3 degrees now, and we don't know what, like, say, Donald Trump and the whole fucking flaming family is going to be doing to the population, whereabouts, and how. All I know is that I keep practicing a form of meditation that has gone deeper. I've lost a lot of it, you know, being hit bad by the enemy, to tell you the truth. And you want to talk about the enemy who you can tell that you've been hit when you just think money is going to pay for everything and get everything done, and that you can think that you think you can throw money at stuff and fix it. No, nope. Money has never been what brings us pleasure either. Skills do. And anyway, thanks for listening to all of this. I love you guys so much, especially if it means that I get a donation. What I mean is, God, um, I would love to do that. You know, I'd love to do it. Get my vibrational frequency on a high and play music. You know, I thought, well, why can't I just advertise it like this? You know, say over the next 10 days, just keep saying to people, I'm going to come up with a song and I'm going to play this song for you. And I hope that you will donate $20. See, if 500 people, God, here I am saying this again. Pathetic. But I want to be able to do this. See, out of all the people, I would love for this to, wouldn't you love this for this to happen for me, man? Like in my small town, you know, here I own this fucking home that it's just me here. It needs to be fixed up. And why do people stamp on me and stamper my neighbors and really not genuinely not care to really be here in little ways? Just I'm not saying to just like to oh God. I just think it's so pathetic the way that, like, from one neighborhood to the next or one community to the next, we don't really see Anybody telling stories to each other about each other that is good stuff, just saying, no, we know each other here. After a while, we have respect. See, I have to turn this off now, and yeah, no, this, just in general, that vibrational frequency of what? I've talked about it on this video, man, or on this YouTube about the programming that's out there. It's a hit and miss. Some people can be programmed all kinds of different weird religions, right? And then I pick up on it. It's like, well, that person's mentality is purely just mentality, because I'm thinking, well, why can't I just groove with it? Because it's a mentality. Well, what are you, Shauna? What's going on? See, getting back to this fact of, if anybody, me, it needs this Saturn to go over my ascendant that makes me more responsible for what? Well, bring it on. I don't want to be, it's just, I know what I have here. I know what I'm worth. Can we bring it up? And I want to function. I want to work. I want to do. See, um, yeah, I feel I'm being distracted by shit in my life that has nothing to do with me at all. Not at all. And how does that happen? Well, boundary breaking. Weird. How do you know, Shauna? The communications is not there. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Well, how did it happen? Well, it happens like this. It's like this. You have an organization out there that you don't really see the boss. You just see the workers of the boss in the form of, okay, talk about your education system where they feed you lunch and they babysit you all day with your teachers and your subject matter that they just, whatever, math and history, could be any form of fucking that they waste your time with. And my point is, um, it's just a suggestion, and it's kind of filling your head full of crap. And like, when do we learn how to get along with each other? It's just when the bell rings and we have how many recesses per day? Plus the lunch recess is like 45 minutes long. Boy, that's long, right? And what goes on there? Sorry, I don't mean to take us back to kindergarten to work our way, but boy, I mean, here we are. Um, I uh, I I don't have enough understanding, and of course, if you're anything like me, you don't either. If you're anything like me, you're a jewel. You have been, man, by the time you're 50, you're just completely ready. You're carved out, but you're going to fucking complete waste. You're a complete waste because the system doesn't have anything for you. It's not built that way. It's built the paper way, right? The paper way. And no, make no mistake, you can go out right now and find whatever profession you want to do to get your money. It's just to get your money, and it's an imprisonment system, And I don't know. Thanks for listening to all this. God, I'm not gonna fucking be posting any of this up. I just sound like a weirdo. I'm gonna start making videos about things that I feel I really need to just, somehow I need to find the right passageway in communications. Uh, and I think it has to do with people, the time we're in. It's just, I can't push or pull the seasons, but eventually it's going to stick out. And then I'm going to say, well, here it is. Like this, people. you know, and so anyway, thanks for listening to this. I guess I'll edit the some of all of the confusion. Thanks for listening, and yeah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year.